Welcome back. Check it out. We got a box from Buzz Saiyan. I kind of know what's in here, but we do these kind of trades with each other that take months to build. But once we finally get them, we always have, we seem to load them with surprises we're not really aware of. So I'm going to open this up and see what all we got, see what I did know is coming and what I receive as a surprise here. I went far enough to open the tape on the box just so that I don't waste your time fiddling with tape, but I don't know what's in here yet for the most part. So let's just take a look, see what we got, and do a little digging. I'm going to kind of move this off screen here just to kind of open it up and free up some space on the camera. It is full to the brim though. First things that we got though, we do have a couple of cards for the Dragon Ball CCG by Bandai. These I actually ordered from a guy online who lived in Europe as well. It was just easier for him to ship to Buzz, and he then sent them to me. Got Goku, Future Trunks, and a Gogeta. It was a really exciting pickup. It's a good deal for the three of them, and to even just own a Gogeta in general is really, really exciting. If we move some of this out of the way here. Whoa. Alright, let's see what we got to start with. Ooh, we've got a Chaos Galactica starter deck. This is a Hungarian card game. On Buzz's channel, he's got a video unboxing, I think even a whole booster box of these, and he's got a little bit of content on this game. I'll try to link that to you as well if you want to check this out. It's a game that he's been trying to teach me to play. I don't speak Hungarian, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to pick up, but we're working on it, getting everything translated into a language I do speak. A full stack in there. Very cool. There's another one as well. Oh, this one's not nearly as full. One thing I did know that he's doing, we've talked about him sending me some more Chaos Galactica cards. So these might not actually be just starter decks. They might be the cards he was going to send me, but just in starter deck boxes for space saving sake. The art in this game is really, really cool. There are these different factions, and each of them are very distinct in their design. One of them is like this Space Sharks faction, and they're really interesting. When I opened one of his boxes that came in the first time, I showed off those a little bit as well. I received my first sort of chunk of Chaos Galactica cards from him, and I kind of showed them off. Like, for example, this Prometheus guy was in there. It's just a really neat art style. It's interesting. It's a really cool game too, actually. There's a good, the space combat feels good. Building up your kind of bases and bunkers and things is neat. All these red cards are kind of like instant cards that you just play out to affect the battle in some way. They're like equipment cards that you use to sort of buff up the lasers and things on your ship. It's good. It really accomplishes. Oh yeah, these are those space sharks that I was telling you about. It's a neat game. I'm really excited I've gotten to play it. It's, you know, something most of my Western speaking audience here probably won't ever get much of a chance to experience, and it's a shame. It's a shame really that there are card games like that are just kind of lost to other languages. The Evangelion video I just made the other day, a huge part of why we did that project is like, Evangelion's huge, you know, and why have a franchise that's that big and have it have a card game and then just have it be missing, like it to just be lost to time like that to most of the country or most of the world. That sucks, you know. So we took it upon ourselves to introduce it to more people. This is a full box of Dragon Shields here. There's definitely not just going to be Dragon Shields in this. These are the best part of Dragon Shields is they come in a box that you can use to ship something in later. The number of times that I've done that is astronomical. Ooh, taped it shut. There we go. Ooh. Got a lot of different sized stuff in here. Let's take a look at what all's going on. Oh man. Alright, well I'll show you this stuff first. Sent me some more cards for another Hungarian card game. Oh man. Dawn of Ancients is what it's called. And it's another really good game, a little more fantasy focused than the space one, but we've played a lot of that one. We translated the decks that I do have. A new set has come out recently, and he's picked up a ton of product again and has just sort of sent me the extras, sent me stuff he hasn't had that I didn't have before, that he didn't have enough extras of at the time. There are 3 colors in the game. There are reds, there are blues, there are greens. The reds are your, orcs and knights and stuff like that. Your blues are wizards and warlocks and that kind of thing. Greens are like elves and goblins. Your kind of foresty dwellers. The red has recently gotten these Nagos as well. Centaurs. Yeah, got your knights here. And your big old orc. Very cool. That's exciting. I'm sure there might be more of these too. This is just red cards. I'm sure there's probably more buried in here. But this is exciting to add this many more of these to my collection. And then I have a buddy, Tyler, who's so Buzz and I, are the published version of my card gaming friendship. We both do YouTube videos and stuff for anyone who wants to see, older, just interesting card game shit. But I've got a buddy, Tyler, who I play this same kind of game with. He doesn't make his own video content, but we play a ton of games. And one of the games that he's gotten really into, one of the things he's really, really into is football, or, as us Western folks will call it, soccer. And I'm a big football fan as well. Specifically, Premier League is kind of my home. West Ham Hammers forever. But he is really, really into the Premier League as well. And in Europe, not so much here, because football is a different sport here. They have a game called Match Attacks, and it's basically trading cards with some stats, and you could slap them on a table and fight them if you really wanted to. There's not a ton of rules to it, but my friend Tyler's created a whole game out of it. He wrote up his own rules. We found a version of some custom rules on Board Game Geek, and he remodified all of those into its own whole game, where you have multiple players on the board, and you have to successfully win different fights with the cards to get to move the ball down the field. So Buzz has picked up a bunch of these Match Attacks cards for me since he's Europe based. It makes these a lot easier for him to get than for me. So he picked up a bunch of the West Ham stuff for me. There's just this West Ham kind of team card. Doesn't do anything for the game itself other than look fantastic. Oh, blinding. But just got a bunch of different members of West Ham here. They come from different years, and here on the back it'll tell you team where they're on. You'd want to sleeve these if you were really trying to fight with them, but although, you know, as a kid, you just have a stack of them, flip one over and be like, this is what I got. There's some foils. These are your, like, man of the match or, like, star player cards. Estimated value 10 million euro. Dimitri Payet. Wow, Lanzini. These look really cool. Oh, got them together. Nolan Coyote. Oh yeah, gotta include the manager card too. He has Tyler made up some rules so like the manager cards do things as well. And this, you know, on the cards they just give stat buffs, but he has a rule where like they're on the sideline and you can use them once per half, and just to give yourself a buff if you really needed it. There are field like stadium cards as well that give like an overall buff stat, and when you start the game you flip a coin to see like if you're playing home or away. It's cool. He's done a lot with it. Ooh. This one is really neat too. It's not foil, but it's really textured, and you can kind of see that, like, yeah, there you go. You can see how he's a much different texturing than the card itself. That's really cool. Oh, these are all like that. That's awesome. Zarate, Coyote, Byram. Oh, got another kind of foil guy here. Super Striker, Andy Carroll. These are cool. This is gonna be exciting. This is one of the things I was really excited to get in this box. I knew these were coming, or I didn't know exactly what I was getting, but I knew they were part of the thing he was sending. And I've just been really excited to play it with Tyler for a long time, and so I'm really excited to have these finally be here. There are different, years and things for each kind of character, or for each team, and so there's different seasons that he's picked up here for me. So the cards look a little different. The foiling on this one's really interesting. There's a lot of depth in that. Leave those out of the sleeve. See what we got in here in this team card sleeve. West Ham. Oh, we got some more of the same team. Okay, cool. Tough tackler. Oh, this is awesome. That's so exciting. Man, cool. Alright, let's keep digging. Another Chaos Galactica box. I'm sure this is more... Yeah, it's not perfectly full, so I'm sure this is more of just another faction. It is awesome. Screamer. There's a word I can actually read. Sleepwalker. LV426. Oh, we did it. Super. Is that right? I'm sure that's right. We'll it's right. It's obviously right. Oh, I'm really excited to get more into this game. He sent me enough stuff the first time to build like a really primitive kind of starter deck, and now with this much more stuff, it'll be really fun to build a much more involved deck, or at least a deck featuring more factions or multiple decks. Another Chaos Galactica box here. He might have done like one for like each of the factions. I think there are like 5 or 6. Oh yeah, here's more of the Space Sharks. That's a cool card. I haven't seen that art at all yet. Archeo Technologia. Plastic Bomba. Man, the artistic stylings of this game are so cool. I've said it all video long here, but it's just so interesting to look at. Oh man, here we go. Well, he's peeking his little gun around the corner there. I absolutely love the art on this card. The heads of these aliens are really interesting. This guy who's like creeping up on him, he's just like pointing his gun out. I love that card. I've seen that one before. I have one of them, I think. Or maybe two. That might be why there's one there. That's a cool little MacGuffin looking necklace. Although it's a ship. So it might not be a necklace. Those might be like arms on oh yeah, those are like arms on a ship grabbing at something. Okay. That makes more sense. Insdel Panzelzat. 3 Kryn. Juice. Maybe his name is Juice. Yeah, Juice. Like he's juicy. Oh, that's cool to look at. Those are a very different color of card. One's kind of green, one's kind of blue. Is that coming through on the camera as well as it does for me? These are much different colored cards. Weird. Different printings, probably. Oh, yeah. This definitely says Jeff Bezos playing a Vita. I'm sure that's what it says. Think Jeff Bezos has ever played a Vita? Think he's ever had enough time in his life to play a Vita? That'd be cool. I like to imagine Jeff Bezos sitting in his like living room, one of his like 35 living rooms, just playing his Vita, playing like Rayman Legends, just for a moment, trying to imagine what it'd be like to be a normal human being. I'd watch that movie. Oh, that's a really cool ship. Ooh, what do we got going on here? This is a little sultry card. Jalapenos. Yep, that's what that says. It's gotta be what that says. I'm positive. I speak this language, I'm sure. I'm certain that's what that says. Nostromo Star. I don't know what this says. Not positive. Marinilet. Putting Y's in the middle of words like that, man, that's such a like foreign language thing to do, but it's such a Western tongues cannot make that noise. Lazaragu. The Space Sharks, I like their faction because they just like look silly, but this faction, the like Z Invader thing, they look really cool too. I like the creativity of their ships and stuff like that. They're definitely one of the more alien looking races. Anti-Miss Lovig. This is a word that I think means missile. Oh man, I feel like I've done this word before. I think this is missile. Ha, Megdobnak Rakitaval. That's not how you say any of those words, I'm positive. But I'm not even going to pretend to know what that says. I don't even have a joke for what that one says. Dosita Bomba. Eduz, is that an umlaut? Is that how those work? They're definitely like, look like apostrophes, but it's not an umlaut. Is that just like a artistic styling of the double dots there? It's probably not. Zargabanya. Man, how good are eggs? What a delicious, incredible breakfast. I really do, any time of day. I just eat eggs forever, man. Just makes me think of eggs. Eggs rule. Oh, Yinker Kodraja. That looks really, really cool. That word says space, and that's a stingray. That's official. That's canon. Space stingray is all that card says. I promise. Alakazam. That's not what that word says, but that's what I'm gonna call this card forever. Alakazam. It's weird that it's not somebody doing magic for a card called Alakazam, but that's what I'm gonna call it. Zuvahar. Tuzvar. Fekit Halal. Yummy. That is the last of the boxes here that appear to be... Oh no, I see more in the depths of Chaos Galactica. Man, I really got my collection beefed up with those. Let's take a look at this. This is interesting to see. I'm fairly certain this is not a box of Star Wars cards. I don't think that he would have sent me that. That would have been a expensive thing for him to do. But if it is, that's gonna be wild. But we'll find out. No, yeah, it's not. That makes way more sense. Oh, so we've got some more West Ham match attacks cards here. We'll take a little quick gander through these boys. We've got another team card here. Different team card than the previous one. Different foiling and everything. Oh, the texture is totally different too. You can see, like, this one's very flat. This one's very textured. I don't know if I can catch the sun just right. Yeah, you can see there's a ton of texture on this card. Very cool. Ooh, we got a foil here. Fan favorite. Ooh, with the nice little European U there. Favorite. Felipe Anderson. I don't think I've seen anything come up on a card for him yet. Oh, Antonio. A couple foils in the back here. Star player Marco Arnautovic. I'm sure that there's a better way to pronounce that. I haven't heard that name said out loud in a long time. I apologize, fella. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. Declan Rice. There's a name I know for sure. I'll have to look up online too to remember exactly the year that a lot of these teams were. I know there are some newer ones, but some of these are older. Some of these are like 2007, 2008. Anderson's got a man of the match card as well. That's cool. Yarmolenko and Hernandez. These are really interesting to look at. There's a ton of different texture on these. It's really, really cool. Alright, we've got to go a little faster here. I'm going to try to make this fit into one video. Oh yeah. So we've got some green Dawn of Ancients cards. This stack is a lot smaller than the other ones. I have a ton of the green stuff already, but these are some of the newer cards I didn't get. Some of these are a little updated too. Really exciting to have these. There's a lot of green is definitely the color I've played the most and am best with in this game, and to have more to build the deck with. These crossbows are new and I don't have those at all. I'm really excited to have that. We've got a bunch of blue cards, which is awesome. I have very little blue stuff, so this is going to be really cool to have. Build a much better blue deck out of. I have like enough cards to call a deck, but not enough to play it, so this is really neat. This guy's really cool. I like this guy a lot. Also like ice shards, maybe. Makes sense. I think this is just like ice ball or ice bomb. Sokolos. The art on that card's really, really cool. Some robes, some gloves. Like the tip of a wand, maybe. Some staves. And some undead characters here. That's cool. Awesome. Alright, we got another box. Ooh, cool. Box. I'm excited we got to. Always still have time in the video at least. There's some Pokemon in here. A base set Nidoking. Got a Neo Genesis Pichu. Jungle Scyther. 2 of those. Oh man. Dang, buddy. Wow. This is, like I said, one of those things I didn't know was coming. Brown is my baby in the Gundam War card game. I've made a deck profile for it, and everything in the deck is foil except for Mighty Fellows. I knew he had these. I knew he's a huge foils guy, and so he was trying to get them himself, but he sent me them. Dang, that's really special, man. Thank you. Oh, a double Zeta Gundam. Got an Ashimar. I knew I sent him a foil, so he sent me a non-foil. Quinn Mantha. Rulora. Sazabi. Wing Gundam. Renorse Jr. Turn X. Sumo Gold. Turn A. Gundam Mark II. Core Booster. GM. GM Light Armor. Aboaku. Jogu. Elmeth. GM Cannon. Denanje. It's a name I've never heard spoken out loud. I've only ever read it. Sandrock, Heavy Arms, Ares, Wad, Borjanon, Mahiru, Sumo Silver, Wilhelm, Kapul, Mobile Rib, Mani Pichi, Wadam, Viate. Oh yeah, cool. Bad Maintenance, I didn't have that yet. Awesome. Really upping some of my black card count as well. Red, some more brown.